at this time to bring to address the nation the Member of Parliament for West Central St. Andrew, leader of this great Jamaica Labour Party, Prime Minister one term, Prime Minister two term, three-term Prime Minister, Andrew Michael Holness.
I must say to you, I am overwhelmed. I reflected on 2016 and I look back on the video of 2016 and the crowd that gathered here. And I compared it to the drone shots that I am seeing of the crowd here. And this is a much larger crowd than 2016. It is an important point to make because governments in their second term usually lose momentum. But what is clear from tonight is that the momentum is with the Jamaica Labour Party. The momentum is obviously born of hard work, but it is also born of the relevance of the policies of the party. It is born of the legitimacy of the government. It is clear that the people of Jamaica, regardless of their political persuasion, have to agree that the Jamaica Labour Party is a performing government, a government that has delivered. We have been able to deliver for the people because we are a party that believes in hard work. We believe that by the sweat of our brow we shall eat bread. That is the ethic of our party. But we are not ashamed or afraid to say that we are a party that believes in God Almighty, and we get down on our knees and we ask God to give us the strength to carry on for the people of Jamaica and to bless every endeavor that we have undertaken. And tonight I want to thank God for giving us the energy to continue and giving us the vision and the foresight to see the plan through for the people of the country. I give God the glory for tonight. I want to thank God for my family, my wife Juliet and my 2 sons, and my mother is also here with us today. My sisters are here with me, and I know that my father is watching somewhere in St. Elizabeth. And I have had the privilege of working with some of the best Jamaicans, some of the most caring, some of the smartest Jamaicans who have served Jamaica. My Jamaica Labour Party family and the cabinet that they have formed. I want to tell them thanks as well. And I want to thank you, my family. You are my family. The struggles that you have gone through or are going through, I have gone through them, and I am going through them with you. It is not by mistake or by a courtesy that when I walk among the people, the elderly hold me and them say, "My son." People my age say, "My brother." And the young people them say, "Uncle." That is because they know they can identify with me as I identify with them. They know that I have never taken my eyes off the important things that affect them. They know that. And they know that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And if I change my mind and say I'm not going to do it, I'll come and tell you I'm not going to do it. And so the people have brought their dreams, their hopes, and aspirations to me and my government, because they see that we have performed and that we can deliver. They see it. They see that some of the most intractable problems in the history of Jamaica, this government has taken them on and has transformed them. Take crime, for example. When I was a much younger boy, I was coming home from work with my mother. My mother used to work at the NIS office in Spanish Town. And I would walk home with her from Spanish Town to Ensom City. Those of you who know the distance, a few miles of walking. And we reach a point where some gunshots start to fire. This was coming up to the 1980 election. And I'll never forget it. Myself and my mother, we had to run and duck. You remember that, mommy? And it stuck in my mind that Jamaica should not be a place of violence. It shouldn't be. It should never be. Because we are such a peaceful people. We are such a loving people. We are known for our hospitality. But this kind of violence has crept into our culture. Today, I heard the sad news of a policeman and his family who was attacked and his wife killed, and I want to send my condolence to that family. I know that the police high command is working on that case, and I have no doubt that those persons who committed that heinous act, that they will see justice and swiftly. The murder rate went above 1,000 in the 1990s under the PNP. And it has stayed here since. It is this administration that will bring the murder rate below 1,000. In fact, we are targeting to go as low as 800. Or even lower. And we have not done it just this year. We have been bringing down the murder rate for the last 3 years. And we intend to make Jamaica the most peaceful country in this region. And we know we can do it, and we will do it. I was in Westmoreland recently, and as I walked and I spoke to some of the people there, they tell me, thanks, Prime Minister. Thank you. You have dealt with the gangs and things have been peaceful. I was in Central Kingston and the residents tell me, Prime Minister, thank you. Peaceful in my community. Housing. As I walk the communities and I go into some of the homes, I see the conditions. Some people not living anywhere. And I want all of you to know this. I was born in Spanish Town at 56 Cumberland Road in a board house with my great-grandmother, and I moved from my great-grandmother, live with my mother, then I go back to live with my grandmother until my mother got an NHD house. I know personally the struggles for housing that this nation has gone through. I am intimately aware of it. And that is why we have targeted to build 70,000 new houses in Jamaica. And we have programmed that 70,000 houses, well programmed. The NHD has already programmed 50,000 of that, and the HAJ and the new social housing program, in addition to what we are building in Bernard Lodge, will complete the commitment of 70,000 new houses. Tonight, I repeat the further commitment that our next government will put in train another 60,000 new housing solution for the people of Jamaica. The objective is to increase the supply of housing so that the price of houses can stabilize and get cheaper. That is the real challenge. This administration has unlocked the secret of doing that. We are doing it under the NHT. We are doing it with our new developments such as in Bernard Lodge. And we have recently announced a massive new development which will take place in Innswood, which will see 10,000 houses under the greater Innswood development area. We will also launch an expansion of social housing in Jamaica. We are going to be using building systems, prefabricated houses that we can come and just place on the lots that people have to help those persons who are living in dilapidated homes so that you can get access to better quality housing more quickly. We have now perfected the new social housing program. We are going to go one step further as we have started to now deal with the big yards and tenement yards. I know many of you are here, live in big yard and tenement yard, one little space with our 10 houses in it. We will change that in our next term. That is not a promise. That is a commitment because we have studied the problem, we have put the systems in place, we know what to do, and we have the financing targeted for it. I want to talk a little bit about public transportation. Again, I used to have to take the taxi and bus to school. Sometimes I couldn't bother because you couldn't get it. Sometimes the taxi man don't want to take you. So I used to walk to school and I didn't mind. When I started at university, myself and my wife Juliet will tell you that we used to take the bus. That time it was 250,000 bus. Right? It's from Spanish down to university. We know the Jamaican struggle. No gold spoon, no privilege, no tapanaris. And that is why we make policy for the benefit of the people, because we know what the people go through. This is not something that we read in textbook. That is why we have made the investment in improving the JUTC. The JUTC is now the most efficient it has ever been. We are approaching close to $1 billion of savings in the JUTC. Want you to understand this. When we get efficiency gains from good government, what we do is we give it over to the people. Some of that we will be using, as we have done, to purchase the school buses, to roll out the school bus program. But here's what we're going to do. Come January, come September rather, when the new school term starts, we will give free transportation to all school children from September to October, and this will also include all tertiary students with ID will be able to utilize the JUT services free of cost for 2 months. I'm going to come back to the reasoning behind that. But we have more buses to come. So you are going to have a first world public transportation system that will get you to work on time and in comfort and affordably. This is a part of our productivity thrust. If you want people to be productive, get them to work on time, get them to work in a good frame of mind, and take away the worry about cost of living, which transportation is a major part of cost of living. Area is garbage collection, public sanitation. I am not pleased with how my country looks. And I'm not pleased. But we have done quite a bit. In fact, we have done more than the previous government. We have refleeted the NSWA with over 100, including tipper and crane trucks coming. But that is not going to be the major solution for keeping our country clean. In our next term, we will start by engaging a public-private partnership with the private sector to increase the number of garbage collection units we have right across the island. It will be contracted out in a significant way, which will ensure that every community in Jamaica will have regular garbage collection services. We will build a new sanitary landfill. We have already identified where that will be, and we have done the work on that. And we will decommission Riverton City as a dump as it is. We will work with the communities that are in and around Riverton City, and eventually Riverton City will become the next frontier for economic development in Kingston. If we are able to do that, decommission Riverton City, clear it up, take off the rubbish off it, and make those lands available. It will take time. But if we do that, we immediately improve the health of the people of Kingston, because that, I hate to call it a dump, but it's not a landfill, it's not a properly managed area. But the toxin that releases every time there is a fire, and generally has a general impact. And just by doing that, we can improve the health of the people. But the big thing that we're going to do is to introduce a massive program of recycling of waste, which will include the separation of garbage and to turn waste into energy. This is not a promise. This is something that we have already studied, we have already done, and we will start to implement in the 3 phases I mentioned. One is the public-private partnership for the collection of public municipal waste. 2, the building of a new sanitary landfill. And 3, the construction of a new waste-to-energy plant, which will create a demand for waste to be converted into energy. What that means is that your plastic will have value because the plastic will become the fuel for the new energy plant. And that is something that we have already committed to and we will put in place in the new government. We will make Jamaica clean as a whistle. I also want to talk to our young people because as I surveyed this crowd, they have drones flying over and I'm looking at the footage. And there is a lot of young people in the crowd. In fact, there are more young people in the crowd than I had expected. Majority of the crowd is young people. And I want you to be assured that this is the party for you. We are the party that is best for young people. Young people want, my friend, thank you. Young people want opportunity. They want education. They want employment. They want access to start their own business, whether it is in the creative enterprises or in manufacturing or in agriculture. They want opportunity. And so we have started to repurpose HEART to focus on providing our young people with not just skills, but with the opportunities to convert those skills into economic benefit. The PNP promised a program called JEEP. It was called the Jamaica Emergency Employment Program. I don't know if you remember that. The JEEP program was supposed to provide quick employment, especially to young people, but it's really what you call crash work. Nothing wrong with crash work, it's stop a gap. That is when unemployment was in the 13%. When we came in, we didn't promise any such program. What we gave was a program called the HOPE program. And under the HOPE program, we took 20,000 youngsters and we trained them in work-ready skills. And it always gives me so much pride when I meet them. Recently, I met one young lady who said, "Prime Minister, you don't remember me." Well, I can't remember 1 out of 20,000, but she said, "You came to where I was training. I was learning to stitch and sew." And she said, "I now have that skill. I do my training, my stitching and my dressmaking. But you know what? The other skills that I have learned, I am now a travel agent." Today, Jamaica has the lowest unemployment rate in its history of 3.3%. I want to draw an analogy. Someone sent me a note and I just want to point out that note. We are just reaching 3.3%. We have never been 3.3% unemployment in Jamaica. In 1978, Singapore, listen to me good now. Singapore is a country the size of the parish of St. James. It has currently about 5 million people. Jamaica has about 2.8 million people. Back then, its population would have been the size of Jamaica now. In 1978, 47 years ago, Singapore had an unemployment rate of 3.3%. In other words, 47 years ago, Singapore had the unemployment rate that we have now. Singapore's unemployment rate is much lower now. But you know what Singapore's per capita income is? Somewhere in the region of about 60,000 US dollars. That means everybody who stand up here, who is of working age, their average income is about 60,000 US dollars. Our per capita GDP, our per capita income is somewhere about 7,000 US dollars. For us to get to 60,000 US dollars, it means that we have to keep our people employed for the next 47 years going forward. It means that you have to have an economy that is working, an economy that is properly run. You cannot take any risk with the economy. The PNP has never run the economy of this country well, and if they ever get a chance on this economy, they will destroy it as they have done every time they have run this country. Listen to me very carefully. Jamaica needs to stay on this path for the longest time, so that all of you here, you might not be satisfied with the job that you have, but how development starts, it starts with you getting an income, and you stay with that income, and you build with that income, and you save with that income, and you improve yourself till you get a better job, and the economy does better, and you do better. That is how development happens. We are just getting there now. And if it is one thing that I must do, is to make sure that nothing derails the economy. The PNP have spread a notion that the economy is for the big people. That is the greatest deception that has ever happened to our people. And you know why? The people who say that are the people who have benefited most from the economy of this country. In the 1990s, the PNP ran the economy in such a way that they increased interest rates. I want everybody to listen to this. They increased the interest rate high. And then they borrowed. Who were the people that lent them money? They are in Parliament today. They benefited. They built a business on the high interest rate policy of the PNP. They made their money. Those Tapanaris made their money on the backs of people like you, because it is the taxes that you paid that pay the high interest rate to those people. Poor people don't have money to lend to the government. It is those people who had the investment houses that benefited, and then now they want to come and pretend as if they never benefited from government. They benefited from the bad economic policies which affected you. It was so bad that a member of their own party, a member of their own cabinet, a man of the cloth, a man who was a churchman, he had to comment, his conscience was pricking him. And he said, this policy of the high interest rate was the greatest transfer of wealth from you, the poor people, to them, the man who claimed that he is a Tapanaris. He was the one who benefited. No poor person in Jamaica should ever allow that man to touch the economy, because he and his friend will go back to the high interest rate policies so that they can benefit from it and continue where they left off, of transferring wealth from you to their coffers. Whatever little I made in life, I made it just like you. I buy 2 taxis, then I open a taxi company, and I go through the struggles just like everybody else. I want to thank those who thought that by releasing documents that they would somehow diminish me. I am a true Jamaican. I went through the Jamaican struggles, and I never made any money on the backs of the Jamaican people. I never made any money off of government. When it was proposed to increase my salary, they go around and tell lie. Man in a bar and say, oh, me make $28 million. I said, really? You never realize that I didn't take any salary increase. My salary today is about $9 million. That's what average salary. The other man who claimed him a Tapanaris, who claimed him not need no money from government, him take it. And you don't know when doing it. But I never take it. Who is truly for Jamaica? Who is truly for Jamaica? Every day I read my Bible and I pray, and I want to thank all the Jamaicans who pray for me. Let me tell them and them friends, no weapon that they are conspiring to form against me shall prosper. So, you know, I am you, and you are me. We are one. I will never do anything to harm you. We have gone through the same struggles. And for our young people, especially those who are looking to go on to tertiary education, we have looked very carefully at the student loan. And you would have seen that we have removed the requirement for guarantors. Now you can, on your own, get. The next thing that we are going to do, and I should tell you, that if you are a tertiary student and you are doing well in school, you maintain a grade point average of 2.5 or higher. you can apply to the Student Loan Bureau to have your interest rate reduced. So that's another thing that helps you. Recently, I was in my constituency and a teacher came to me and she said she was agitated. She said she's in a WhatsApp group, and in that WhatsApp group, the PNP are promising to write off the teacher's student loan. And she bought into it. And she said to me, Prime Minister, you have to come and do something better, because this is something I believe in. But it was quite, there were other people around, and I was trying to explain how the student loan works. And a youngster behind me, quite providentially, because I was just talking to another person who was saying that she wants her daughter to go to university, but she can't afford the university fees, and I was pointing her to the student loan. So the youngster was behind me said, but miss, if them write off the loans, how me ever get my loan? When me ready to go apply for my student loan. The student loan is a revolving fund, and it requires that people who borrow pay it back so that others can get. Now, I am very sympathetic to teachers. I was a teacher. I still am a teacher. I love teachers. Teachers are indispensable, and we must do everything in our powers to ensure that they are properly remunerated. But my teachers that I love so much, I cannot give you gimmicks. Indeed, I say this to all our sectors, which is what is happening now, that people are trying to play sector against sector. Anything that the government does, and I want every sector to think about it carefully, particularly those who are spreading the nonsense in the WhatsApp groups. If you give one benefit to somebody, you have to be fair, because you don't want to make anybody else worse off when you give one person or one group or one sector a benefit. So how you get a benefit and give everybody the benefit? Well, one thing you can do, which is what we are now currently examining, is to extend the payment period for the student loan, which will reduce the monthly payments that people would pay. The truth is that a country at our stage of development, that we need to get more people into tertiary education. We need to treat tertiary education like a long-term asset. More like when you purchase a house and you get a mortgage. That's how we need to treat the student loan. So we are studying that, and you will hear more about what we plan to do to reduce the monthly payment for every sector, so that we're not giving a special benefit to one. So if we give to teachers and public sector workers, what happened to the people who are working in private sector? What happened to the other people who not work? You have to give it to everybody. What that shows you is that you have a government that really cares, not about special interests, but cares about everybody. Make sure what we do is fair and equitable to everybody. One of the other things that I know is affecting a lot of Jamaicans now, as we move across the country, we pick that up. We see a lot of children with severe learning challenges, including from autism and other spectrum disorders. And the parents simply just don't know how to cope. We don't have enough of those services in Jamaica. So what we're going to do in our next term, we are going to invest in expanding the existing facilities that we have, particularly at MICO. And we're going to build new facilities to ensure that eventually we have one such facility in every parish in the island to treat with those persons and households who are suffering. Many of these lives can be made meaningful, they can contribute, but they need the right facilities, they need the right therapy, and they need the right care. And our government cares and will provide those services and facilities. We did. Minister Matthew Samuda, I'm sure would have told you about all our plans for water, but he didn't mention that we're going to launch a new amnesty program for medium, small, and micro enterprises, where we will, as of the 1st of September, write off 50% of the outstanding amounts that these medium, small, and micro enterprises owe in water bills. This is about getting us back into full production mode. I could go on and on. I have a list here with all kinds of things that we are going to do. But we have more to come and more opportunities to express to you. The big point that you have gathered here to hear.
And you going walk them one by one. We ever going walk them two by two. Third me friend walk them three by three. Best government we run the country. All of them. Look how we balance the economy. We labor thank you Lord. Enough people never have key, but now them own a yard. Nobody survive.
I don't need to tell you that this is the best performing government in the history of Jamaica. Everywhere I go, I tell you something, look. We produce a book with all our achievements. 250, we have about 1,000. But we couldn't put 1,000 in a booklet. You know when something is valuable, when you walk around and you give it out to people, you don't see them throw it away on the floor. In fact, when I go to people's houses and I'm doing my house to house, they ask me, Prime Minister, give me one of the books them now. We have had to print another set of the books because the first amount that we print, finish off, everybody take it, and everybody wants the next set. So we still have, and we're going to be giving that around. The PNP has no answer to that. I think that argument is settled in your mind, that the Jamaica Labour Party is the best performing government of any time in Jamaica. But you can be assured that the Jamaica Labour Party is the strongest, most active, and most strategic government. We took this country through COVID. We took this country through Hurricane Beryl and several tropical storms, through supply chain crashes, through high inflation, and we have not missed a beat. We are a solid government. There was never a time when this country felt like there was no one at the wheel. This government plans for the long term. There are people who are saying, boys, because election, why are we doing so much? No. If you check back our Facebook page, our Instagram, our, all of them, you name them, Twitter, TikTok, I don't know me, I cut it. That man is right to say, all me I do a walk and I cut it. We cut crime, we cut the debt, we cut murders and violence, we cut the interest rate, we cut the inflation rate, we cut taxes. But we are able to do this because we have been planning for a long time. So we put things on a train line and then they roll automatically. We go on to the next one. So you have a government that is rolling, that you don't want to disturb that train rolling because there is much more to come. But we are a democracy. And what you see gathered here in your numbers, I want you to understand. Yes, some of you, most of you, are supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party. But there are persons here who are not. There are persons who are curious, who come to see it. They are just Jamaicans like everybody else. I am sure there are PNP people here as well. I'm sure. Welcome, my PNP friends. Welcome. And remember now, we are international. It is amazing. As I am walking and I stop somewhere, somebody said, take my phone and say hello to my niece. She there foreign. She want to come vote for you. So, I want to acknowledge all Jamaicans in the diaspora who are interested to come and vote. I welcome you back home. I am grateful for your support. This crowd is a representation of Jamaica. You make Jamaica's democracy stronger. There are many countries in the world where this can't happen. Don't take it for granted. I have to stand here and account to you for the authority that you give to us as the government. And there can be no break in that. The authority is not forever. At a certain period of time, how we use the authority has to be reviewed. Our stewardship must be reviewed by you, the people. Here is a classic parable in the Bible about the talents. Some stewards hide the talents, make nothing of it. But we are not those stewards. We grow the talents. We take the resources and we make them more. We are good stewards. And we ask you, the people, the masters, to make a judgment, to make a choice on who will steward your affairs. So earlier today, I advised His Excellency the Governor General my intention to announce the general elections for him to set certain processes in place, including the dissolution of Parliament. I now declare that nomination day will be Monday, August 18th. And the general election date is fixed at Wednesday, September 3.
Ring the bell, let every know.
Show all you, man.
Labor right, we ready now. Labor right, we ready now. Get the anthem ready now. Get the anthem ready. The river coming down, no back to back, it's coming down. The river coming down, no back to back, it's coming down. Labor right coming down, two back to back, it's coming down. Progress coming down, two back to back, it's coming down. Who was the champion? Who was the big man? Who run the island? Who got the best plan? Who had the champion? Who was the big man? Who run the island? Who got the best plan? Who was the champion?
I also wish to inform you that local government by-elections in the Chancery Hall Division, the Olympic Gardens Division, the Seabright Gardens Division, and the Denham Town Division will be held concurrently with the general election in those constituencies.
Labor right, we ready now. Labor right, we ready now. Ring the bell, let every know. Ring the bell, let every know. Labor right, we ready now.
I will ask the Minister of Local Government to formally make the announcement.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Just to advise that after consultation and a letter written by Kingston's mayor, we have taken the decision to endorse the announcement made by the most honorable Prime Minister. So all 4 divisions on election day will have their rightful representation.
So my fellow Jamaicans, you now know the date, you now know the time. We ask you to choose wisely, choose Jamaica, choose the Jamaica Labour Party, choose the government that has delivered and will continue to deliver for you. Choose the government that cares and loves you. Choose the Jamaica Labour Party. God bless you. Go home safely. Campaign hard. Embrace all Jamaicans. Bring you, your neighbor, your family, everybody to the polling station. God bless you. Love you. Get home safely.